Hello, chronic illness warriors. Welcome to the Going Beyond Coping channel. My name is Dawn Super, and I help people cope with chronic illness and pain. The sound you're hearing is my kettle brewing because I'm running really behind, and I'm fighting off a cold, and it's slowed me down considerably. I have POTS and a whole bunch of other things, so Sjogren's, once you start taxing with a cold, it affects everything. I'm going to do a deeper video on this, but I really wanted to get the concept out there for anybody who really needed to hear this today. And if you needed to hear this today, please feel free to comment, man, I needed to hear this today, because I do. I need to hear these things, and it makes me feel good to tell them to you so that I can listen to them again when I need to hear them. Like a video log of going beyond coping here. So, I like to do what happens if I don't Wednesday. It's what happens if I don't do what I always did. Do I get a different result? Does my life get any easier? And the title of this video is Always Do Your Best. And the question is, what happens if I don't let other people decide what my best is? Because that's really what it all comes down to. When you are looking at two children, 10 years old, and they're both reading out loud from a book, and one of them's reading at a great clip, and the other one's taking a really long time and having a difficult time reading. Do you go after the slow reader? No, you don't. And then you find out the poor slow reader has dyslexia, which the fact that they're reading out loud at all is pretty darn good, right? You can be like, wow, good for you, kid, instead of, man, you're so slow. And we have a tendency to forget to put that filter on ourselves, right? So if you're anything like me, you often feel like a wind-up toy. Like, you get up and you slowly wind yourself up, and then you get like a couple of hours to run around and do your toy thing, and then it starts to slow down again, and you need to sleep or rest or whatever it is that you need to do. And if you're lucky, like me, you get a second little run around at some point, maybe not quite as fast later in the day, but yeah. So who decides what your best is? If you can't get out of bed and someone's disappointed about that, and you've tried, but you just don't feel capable of getting out of bed, you're doing your best. And that person might look at you and say, oh, such a slow reader, but you know what? You decide what your best is. And it's difficult to make that perceptional switch inside your head. We spend our whole lives caring so much about what other people think. And the reality is, people don't have all the information. Even if they know you have a chronic illness, they can't comprehend what it's like to live with it. And even if a person has the same chronic illness as you do, they still can't comprehend what it's like to live your life. Because your life is different from their life in lots and lots of ways. So if we continue to let other people decide what our best is, we're going to be more disappointed in ourselves. Oh, he thinks I'm lazy. Oh, she thinks I'm not trying hard enough. Oh, they think. Put a filter on there. If they had all the information, if they were living in my meat suit in this moment, would they get it then? Yeah, because they'd have all the information. And they don't. So, as difficult as it is, when someone is judging you like that, and I do have a video, What Happens If I Don't Accept the Judgment of Others. I encourage you to watch that if being judged is one of your issues. When something happens and you feel like you're letting someone down, have a conversation with yourself about it. Oh, I remember that Dawn lady did that video, and this is exactly what she was talking about. I really can't do the thing, and they're really unhappy that I can't do the thing, but they just don't have all the information. And I do. So I'm going to there, dear, myself, and comfort myself, and cut them out of the equation of my feelings. Not saying that you don't care about what other people think or feel. You can make some concessions if it's available. Hey, I can't do this now, but I can maybe do it later. And if you can't later, then you just can't. And you need to teach yourself how to let that be enough. That's it. What happens if I don't let others decide what my best is? What happens if I decide, and I'm proud of myself for every contribution that I make to my life, to this world, whatever. Whether it's tiny or huge, I'm good with it. That is a step towards going beyond coping into thriving and loving your life. And you can learn how to do it without any collateral damage. Might take a bit, but you can. That's it. I'm going to go into this a little bit more maybe next Wednesday. I'm not feeling so hot, so it's been difficult for me to do videos. If you want to watch replays, that will help keep my channel growing. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And if you're watching this on Facebook, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Give it a like and consider sharing it into one of the groups that might benefit from it, or on your own wall if you're open to sharing what it's like to live with chronic illness. Thanks so much, warriors. Make it a great day. The choice is always